Hello students, today we are going to discuss active and passive voice in simple past tense. So first we will learn for affirmative sentences. The structure for affirmative sentences is object, then form of V. Form of V will be was and were, then third form, then by, then subject. So was is used with I, he, she, it and with singular subjects. Were is used with we, you, they and with plural subjects. Let's understand it through some examples. The chairman delivered an interesting speech. The chairman, this is the subject. Delivered, this is the verb. And an interesting speech, this is the object. So first we have to write down object, that is an interesting speech. After that form of V was, then third form of the verb delivered, then by, then the subject the chairman. Now look at next one. Rajat wrote poems. Rajat, this is the subject. Wrote, this is the verb. Poems, this is the object. First we have to write down objects. Poems, then form of V. Were, then third form of the verb written, then by, then the subject Rajat. Now look at this one. Nisha ate an apple. Nisha, this is the subject. Ate, this is the verb. An apple, this is the object. So first we have to write down object, that is an apple. Then form of V was. Then third form of the verb eaten. Eaten is the third form of eat. Then by, then the subject Nisha. now now today we will learn the structure for negative sentences. So for negative sentences, first we have to write down object, then form of V was or were, then after that not, then third form of the verb, then by, and at last subject. Let's understand it through some examples. She didn't buy a new dress. So she, this is the subject. Didn't is there, it means that is the negative sentence. Then by, verb, and a new dress, this is the object. First we have to write down object, that is a new dress, then form of V was, then not, then third form of the verb bought, then by, then the subject she will become her here. Ram didn't write this poem. Ram is, this is the subject, write verb, then this is the object, this poem. So first object, this poem, then form of the was, after that not, then third form of the verb written, then by, then the subject Ram. Mr. Gupta didn't buy a car. Mr. Gupta, this is the subject, by verb, and a car, this is the object. So first we have to write down object, a car, then form of V was, then not, then third form of the verb bought, then by, then at last Mr. Gupta. Now we are going to learn the structure for interrogative sentences. For interrogative sentences, first we have to write down form of V. For simple past tense, form of V is was or were, then object, then third form of the verb, then by, then subject, and at last question mark. Let's take some example. Did I write a letter? So this is the subject I, then verb, then a letter, this is the object. For interrogative sentences, first we have to write down was. Was means the form of V. So first was, then object, a letter, then third form of the verb. Written is the third form of write, then by, then I will become me. Did they eat apples? So first we have to write down form of V. Were, they is the subject here. eat verb, apples object. Then after verb we have to write down object apples. Then third form of the verb eaten. Eaten is the third form of eat, then buy, and they will become them here. Did the dog chase the cat? The dog, this is the subject, chase verb, and this is the object, the cat. First, for interrogative sentences we have to write down form of V, that is was, then the object the cat, then third form of the verb chased, then by, and at last subject. Students, I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.